A mom wrote on Reddit that her 16-year-old daughter thinks she's ugly. And other than making a point of giving her compliments, she doesn't know how to help her. So Lauren, what is the best way to deal with a child who's feeling really insecure about their appearance?
You know, I think back to when I was in high school and I thought I was so fat and I was so tiny. And I think the one thing that I wish I could have imparted that I feel like I've experienced more as I've become more fabulous with age is that... Right? Is that... When you're that age, when you're a teenager, what you don't realize is that the one thing you can never get back is youth. And there is this unfortunate connection in society between youthfulness and beauty. And even if we can debate that, but that's not my point. My point is that I wish I could have gone back and said, like, you will never be this you again. You will no matter what, like, you're nitpicking all of these things, but no matter what, you have this beautiful, youthful face and body, and you have to celebrate it. And I think, you know, what I did at the time was I tried, because it was the late 90s, I don't know about anybody else, a bit of a horror show for women in terms of the, what we were being fed through media. But I really focused on just the women that were doing amazing things, that was not tied to what they looked like. You know, like Courtney Love was my idol. And listen, there's lots of things about Courtney Love, but she was not a traditional beauty, but she was a rock star who was like singing and performing and being, you know, ugly in some ways, but in owning it. And that to me was the thing I focused on, trying to think about ways that I can be the kind of woman I want to be that doesn't involve what I look like.
I love that. Great point.
So good. You have a daughter, like this, I'm just curious.
We're just entering this phase right now. And I think the first thing I would say is that this is very, very normal, right? I think this is developmentally, what is adolescence? It's that when you start to feel and you get into those awkward stages, there's a lot of things, you know, every kid and every parent's gonna do their own thing, but I would say there's certain things what not to do. And I think don't ignore it. If you hear that your child says, you know, Mom, I'm ugly, don't ignore it. I would also say do not placate them with stupid cliches. Now, I'm not saying the lesson is stupid, like when we say things like it's what's on the inside that matters, or looks don't matter. Guess what? To them, it does. And guess what? In most parts of our society, looks do matter. And so I say don't placate them with niceties, because I think what you're actually doing is dismissing something bigger that's going on, which is we all feel like we're not good enough. We all feel like we don't belong. Like, what's the feeling under the emotion? And Dr. Becky, who's been on our show, she's a wonderful parenting expert, and she says your job as a parent is not to make your child happy. That's controversial to say.
Not
your job, right, sure.
My mother told me that all the time.
This generation of parents. She said your job is to help your child, support your child handle difficult emotions, difficult feelings, difficult circumstances, and this is one of those. So it's to say, if my daughter were to say this to me tomorrow, I'd say like, well, why are you feeling that? And what's going on? And let's talk about it. What are the feelings that it brings up to you? Like, talk them through it to let them know you're seen, you're heard, you're validated, no matter what. I love you, and you know what? You don't want to peak too early, kid. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a supermodel in grade 6. Do you know what I'm saying? And start to talk about, like, I see you, and you know, talk around it and talk about the emotions under it. Just don't avoid it.
You know what? Of course, as a parenting expert who's never given birth and has no children, what I would love, because I didn't have this, back in the day when I was going through teen magazines and looking at people like Lisa Bonet and Alyssa Milano and just going, oh my God, I'm so ugly compared to these girls. There was no one around to say, listen, that photo that you're looking at, that picture's not real. That's not exactly what she looks like. If I had a teenager today, I'd be like, show me the girl that you think is gorgeous. Show me the celebrity. And then let me show you how they have doctored that photo and that's not who they look like and not how they started out. Not everybody starts out like this. This person is usually, like a lot of us blossom into this. This is not what it looked like in junior high, trust me.
Can I go on that for 1 second?
Yeah, it was super nerdy, yes.
Well, just because I thought the same, I thought, like, I have other suggestions, and you guys have been great, but like, one of them was, if all else fails, go to the celebrity that they think is attractive and show them a picture of them when they were in high school. Sorry, we have a couple of examples.
You do.
Megan Fox.
I would love to see
Well,
this.
it's just because they looked real. She started out, everyone goes through a phase of just looking like a regular person, right?
That's a unibrow.
And then I think we got, who else? Jennifer Lawrence here. Again, regular girl. And then, you know, give her a whole bunch of, you know, makeup and whatever.
Miley Cyrus,
Like, it's great to see people the way that they looked before all the hair and the makeup and the, you know, all these different things. Everyone looks normal.
The thing with that is, I love that. I think that's a great exercise to do. In this case, the boys in her class had voted her ugliest girl in the class. So it's a little different because it's not just a celeb. We are all guilty of like, oh, the celeb, she looks amazing. And we know she probably didn't start that way, right? And we know there's teams, behind that wall, the magicians that we have, we get it. But in this case, it feels very personal because it's the kids in the class calling her ugly. That's really hard.
Yeah.
You know what they should do is they should rank the boys. How about that?
Oh.
Why don't the
You
girls
took the words
rank
out of my mouth.
the
I'm
boys?
like, spin it around.
Because
Make a list.
I'm sure all those 13-year-old boys are real prizes. So like, give me a break. Give me a break. Give it back. Give it back to us.
Absolutely.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.